The footage shows a routine loading operation where steel pipes are being lowered onto a truck bed by a tower crane. While the load is still suspended, two workers standing on the truck attempt to align the pipes by hand. At the same time, coordination between the crane operator and the signaler weakens. As the sling balance is disturbed, the pipes unexpectedly shift sideways and collapse onto the truck bed. The workers lose their balance and fall off the truck. Everything happens within a few seconds. This incident shows how dangerous it is to manually guide suspended loads. No one should stand under a suspended load or make direct contact with it. If guidance is required, tag lines should be used and the area must be cleared. No one should be on the truck bed, and clear communication between the operator and the signaler must be ensured. In a warehouse, one worker pushed a rolling shutter door upward to exit. At the same moment, another worker stepped forward. However, due to a worn mechanism, the shutter came off its track and suddenly fell downward. An ordinary movement turned into a serious hazardous situation within seconds. This incident shows how dangerous shutters and overhead equipment can be. Doors and mechanisms must be inspected regularly, and no one should pass underneath until they are fully secured. Any overhead movement is a potential risk. A forklift was lifting a pallet near a worker standing beside a racking system. While the load was in the air, the balance was lost, the pallet slipped and fell downward. In that moment, an extremely dangerous situation developed for the worker, and the incident unfolded within seconds. This incident demonstrates why standing under raised loads is strictly prohibited. During forklift lifting, loads must be properly positioned, the area must be cleared, and no one should be in the drop zone. If a load is suspended, the area must be completely empty. The footage shows a routine installation operation where a large and heavy concrete panel is being lifted by a tower crane. While the load is suspended, the panel's center of gravity does not behave as expected, and the rigging system loses balance. As the concrete panel shifts sideways, the crane boom is subjected to a sudden load transfer. This instability increases within seconds, and the tower crane loses control and collapses together with the load. The incident develops very quickly, and workers on site try to evacuate the area rapidly. This incident shows how critical capacity and stability rules are in crane operations. Pre-lift calculations must be performed, stabilizers must be correctly positioned, and the area must be cleared. For large loads, all movements should be directed by a single signaler. The footage shows a worker welding metal rods inside a factory. During the work, sparks are thrown upward. However, unnoticed flammable materials are located directly above the welding area. Heat and sparks quickly ignite these materials. The flames grow rapidly, and within seconds, the situation becomes difficult to control. Although attempts are made to intervene, the fire spreads to surrounding areas. This incident shows how much attention hot work requires. Flammable materials must be removed before work begins. Fire extinguishers must be readily available, and a fire watch should be assigned whenever possible. A small oversight can turn into a major fire. The footage shows a worker standing in front of a hydraulic press with its guard left open. While attempting to perform a small check, the worker reaches a hand toward the danger zone. Because the press is still energized, the mechanism suddenly activates, causing the worker's hand to become trapped in the press area. The incident develops very quickly and creates a serious risk. This situation shows how critical energy control is on press machines. The danger zone must never be entered while the press is operating, and guards must not be bypassed. Before any intervention, LOTO must be applied and zero energy must be verified. The footage shows a cut pipe section stuck in place during a task. A worker trying to remove the piece grips a hammer with both hands and strikes repeatedly. To apply more force, the worker leans forward while everyone's attention is focused solely on the jammed part. When the piece suddenly comes free, this unexpected release causes the worker to lose balance. During dismantling, a stable and safe stance must be maintained, an escape path must be kept clear, and mechanical equipment should be used whenever possible. Any part under force can suddenly release. Therefore, distance and balance must always be maintained. The footage shows a person climbing a ladder that is leaning against a wall. Another person is holding the bottom to provide support. However, the ladder is placed on a slippery ceramic floor and lacks sufficient grip at its base. Everything appears routine until the person steps upward. With that step, the base of the ladder suddenly slips, and a simple task instantly turns into a serious risk. The incident clearly shows how decisive ground conditions are in ladder safety. Ladders must be placed on solid, non-slip surfaces and secured at the base if necessary. Correct angle and stable footing prevent slipping. Remember, ladder risks often start at the bottom. The footage shows a worker on a worksite moving inattentively while using a phone. At the same time, a reversing truck approaches the worker's blind spot. Because the worker fails to notice the surrounding movement in time, the distance between the worker and the vehicle closes rapidly, and the situation becomes extremely dangerous within moments. The incident clearly demonstrates how distraction in traffic areas creates serious risk. Such incidents show that pedestrians and vehicles must not share the same space without protection. In traffic areas, barriered pedestrian walkways should be established, and reversing maneuvers must be supported by warning systems and spotters. Attention and proper traffic management prevent accidents. The footage shows a worker performing a routine operation with a machine inside a factory when an unexpected malfunction occurs. At the moment of failure, the machine's movement becomes uncontrolled, and the worker is left in a dangerous position within the equipment structure. What initially appears to be a normal task quickly turns into a high-risk situation. This incident shows that machines may not always behave as expected and that ordinary tasks can suddenly become hazardous. Such situations show that machines must be managed with the possibility of failure in mind. Equipment must be inspected regularly, maintenance must not be neglected, and the machine must be stopped immediately if an abnormal condition is detected. Safety is achieved through maintenance, training, and preparedness.